Welcome back to another episode of English Cooking, where I teach you English through cooking. Guys, today I have a very special recipe that I invented myself, just like all my other recipes here at English Cooking, right? All my recipes are concocted, especially for you, to learn English. Do you know what concoct means? To concoct something means to mix it up or to make it. Right? So I invent all my recipes just for you to learn English, just like my awesome apron says, so you can learn English through cooking. So guys, today's recipe I'm calling Minute Minute Cake. Minute Minute Cake. Do you know what that means? Minute minute. Both those words are spelled exactly the same. Did you hear what I said? I said minute minute. Do you know what those words mean? Well, you probably know the word minute, right? If you're going out somewhere, you can say, I'll be back in a minute. A minute is 60 seconds. You know what a minute is. How many minutes does it take you to brush your teeth? I probably take like 2 minutes. It's probably enough, right? So what about the other word, minute? What does that mean? Well, minute means something small. Okay, kind of something minute, right? Minute. So the reason I'm calling it minute is because we are making cake in a mug. So it's going to be a small cake and it's going to be ready in a minute. All right, so it's a minute minute cake. Minute minute, meaning it'll be done fast, right? In a mug. So guys, you know, sometimes in English there are words that look exactly the same and they're spelled exactly the same, but they're completely different words with different pronunciations. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Mark, my name is Mark, by the way. If you're new here, welcome to Mark's English Cooking Show. Thank you for joining me. Thanks to all my new subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. So you're probably thinking, Mark, if both words are spelled exactly the same, then how do I know how to pronounce the word? The answer is you don't. You have to look at the context of the sentence, right? The context. What is the sentence about? That's how you know how that word is going to be pronounced. So you have to look at the other words to try to get the meaning of that word. You know, it's kind of like other situations in English too. For example, the word read and the word read. Read, I read. Let's say you have a sentence, right? It starts with I read. Now, is that word pronounced read or read? Read is past tense. Read is present tense. You know, if I could say, I read the news every morning. Okay, I read the news every morning. I read the news yesterday. Same word, same spelling. But what do we have to do? We have to look ahead and see the word yesterday so that we know how to pronounce that word, read. Right? If you just start reading the word, you know, if you start reading the sentence, you don't know which word that is until later in the sentence. So your eyes have to kind of be going forward and then backward. Guys, that's crazy. So sometimes English is just kind of weird like this. Okay, so minute minute cake. Well, there's your English lesson, guys. Now I'm sure you're thinking, Mark, cut out your Jabberwocky. Stop your Jabberwocky. Let's get on with the cake. Have you heard Jabberwocky before? Jabberwocky just means nonsense. Stop your nonsense. You know, remember I taught you guys the word yapping away? You could say, Mark, stop yapping away. It means just stop talking. Let's get down to the recipe, because that's what you're here for, right? To eat cake. So you could say, Mark, stop your Jabberwocky. Let's get on with the recipe. Okay, so now this recipe has dry ingredients and wet ingredients. So what is a dry ingredient? You can probably guess, okay? Dry ingredients are stuff like sugar, right? Or flour, or baking powder. Those are dry ingredients. What's a wet ingredient? A wet ingredient is like milk, or oil, or vanilla extract. So guys, you know what, this recipe is going to be really easy. We're just going to put 3. The only number you have to remember really is 3. Can you remember that number? And you need a tablespoon. Now guys, I've never made this recipe before. I'm just concocting it for you. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that this recipe turns out well. Okay, so I got my tablespoon, and let's just start with our dry ingredients, okay? So we're gonna start by putting in 3 tablespoons of sugar, all right? There's a 1, 2, 3. Guys, maybe I should practice counting in other languages. Let's see, how many languages can you count to 10 in? I used to be able to count to 10 in a bunch of languages, but I forgot. I'll try to remember, okay? So that was my English one, right? And let me know down in the comments how many languages you can count to 10. And I'm kind of curious. I can't remember. I think back in the day, I used to be able to count to 10 in maybe like 5, 10 languages, something like that. We'll see how far I get. So what should my next language be? Let's go with Hindi and Urdu. Hindi, Urdu are the kind of the same language. So we'll go with flour, guys. You need 3 tablespoons of flour, right? Ek, do, teen. Right, so there's my Hindi, Urdu. What other language should this is kind of exciting. I didn't plan this and just had this idea spontaneously, off the cuff. Off the cuff means spontaneously. What other language should we tackle, guys? Albanian. Ooh, that's going to be a hard one. All right, so let's go with some cocoa powder. Cocoa powder. Look at that, guys. Organic. Organic cocoa powder. Expired March 2021. Is it March of 2021? I hope so. All right, so we'll go with, let's go with some Albanian, guys. I think I forgot. Nja. Du. 3. Nja, du, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I got that right. Okay, guys, so that was Albanian. This is exciting. What other language now should we do? What other languages can I say it in? Romanian. Let's try Romanian, guys. I'm kind of excited about that. So, what do we have? Okay, we did our sugar, we did our flour, we did our cocoa powder. Guys, let's do 3 pinches of baking powder. Baking powder. Now, baking powder is kind of a combination, I think, of baking soda and a couple other things, I think. I don't even know what baking powder is, but a pinch in recipes, sometimes it'll call for a pinch of something. Okay, a pinch is like, you know, maybe like that much. Okay, that's a pinch. When you were a kid, did people ever pinch you on the cheek? Hey, that's a pinch. All right, so we're going to add 3. Oh, I forgot to count, guys. That was my first one. Uno, doi, tre. Uno, doi, tre, patru. No, am I getting Albanian mixed up with Romanian? Uno, nia, du, tre, quatre. No, the uno, doi, tre. I think it's uno, doi, tre for Romanian, guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Out of, I need to refresh. I need to refresh my memory here about these different languages. So what's the next language we should tackle? What other languages do I know? We did English, we did Hindi, we did Albanian, Romanian, Dutch. Man, I always get Dutch and German mixed up. Guys, I don't know if I want to embarrass myself. Let's go with German. So let's do, actually, let me just think here. What do we all have? Should we do 3 dashes? Is that going to be too salty? If we do 3 dashes, I'm just thinking. So do you know what a dash is? A dash is like, well, we'll do eins. Okay, we'll go with German. Eins, zwei, drei. Right, we did 3 dashes. That's called a dash of salt. Now, guys, I think we're finished our dry ingredients here. Yeah, we got all our dry ingredients. And now we're going to do 3 tablespoons of milk. See, this is easy. Just have to remember the number 3 and try to get it in as many different languages as you can. So 3 tablespoons of milk. Guys, what language next should I do? Spanish and Romanian are very similar. What is Spanish? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Unos. I'll do Spanish, guys. I think I got Spanish down. Uno, dos. Well, I better do this, guys. Uno, like the game, right? The card game Uno. Do you love playing Uno? Because when you get down to 1 card, you have to say uno. If someone else says uno before you, then you have to draw 2. It's like your punishment for forgetting to say uno. So I almost forgot to say uno. So maybe I should have 2 pieces of chocolate as a punishment. Okay, so uno, dos, tres. That didn't seem like that much. Let's add a cuatro. Cuatro. Okay. I broke my rule of 3s. It just doesn't seem like, look at that. It looks really dry. It's supposed to be kind of wet, right? I mean, we only got 2 wet ingredients left. I don't know. Well, we can play it by ear, right? Play it by ear means we can kind of just see what happens. So let's add next 3 tablespoons of oil. 3 tablespoons of oil. Guys, I don't know any more languages, guys. What other languages do we get? Ah, boy. Oh, Chinese. I lived in China. What is... san. There we go, guys. I remember Chinese, my Mandarin. So we'll do Mandarin next. All right, so, oh, I shouldn't have stirred. Look at that, it's all, my spoon is caked up with all this stuff now, so I don't know if I can pour it in right, but we'll try, okay? San. Did I get that right? I hope so. Guys, I'm really out of touch with all the world happenings, the languages. I'm out of touch. Let me know though how to count to 10 in your language. I'm sure I know more. I used to know a bunch, guys. This is embarrassing. But if you want to encourage me, you're welcome to smash like. Then maybe I can even learn how to count to 10 in your language. That would be great. Boy, what other language, guys? Well, we just have one more left. And you know what? Guys, instead of doing 3 of these, let's just do 1. Splash of vanilla. Let's do a splash. Do you know, sometimes in cooking, they might call for a splash of something. Okay, so I'll show you what a splash means, all right? Not a dash. Remember, with the salt, we did a dash. With the baking powder, we did a pinch. And now with this one, we're going to do a splash of vanilla. Vanilla extract, guys. So I'm going to add a splash. There we go. We'll just do 1. So guys, I've finished my counting. Are you proud of me? Let me know down in the comments if you guys are proud of me. But so there we go. It's actually looking pretty good, guys. I don't know if it's the right consistency. So you can kind of call the mixture, you can kind of talk about it as consistency, right? Is that a good consistency? Or do we want it thicker? Do we want it more runny? I don't know. Like I said, we're just kind of doing this on the fly. On the fly means you're doing it spontaneously. So I've never made this before. I don't know if it's gonna be good, guys. Let's just scrape the batter. Right, that stuff is called batter. And I'm just gonna scrape it off with my finger, like that. And all right, now we're gonna get our. Now you can also add 3 squares of chocolate. Those aren't squares. Those are more like rectangles, right? But you can still use the word square, right? A square of chocolate doesn't actually need to be a real square. It can just be a piece. Square means piece of chocolate, right? So we're gonna, actually before we add the squares of chocolate, we should just mix this up a little bit, guys. Let me just see, did I get all my ingredients? We got salt, we got cocoa powder, baking powder, sugar, flour, oil, milk. I think we're good, guys. That's kind of the basic ingredients that go into a cake, right? So we're just gonna whisk it, right? This is called a whisk. Ooh, that was a bad idea. Look at that, all the batter is inside the whisk. Okay, we're gonna whisk it up here. Okay. Well, should I start my Jabberwocky again, or did you guys have enough of my Jabberwocky? Can you think of any words in English that are spelled exactly the same but are like pronounced completely different? I thought of another one, guys. The word dove. A dove is a kind of bird, right? The dove represents peace. It's like kind of like a pigeon. It's a bit smaller and it's like white. You got your dove, dove, right? The word dove. If you dive into the swimming pool and the past tense, you can say, I dove into the swimming pool, right? Spelled exactly the same. Dove and dove. but they're different words, right? Different meanings, completely different pronunciations. Dove, dove. Very weird, right? Does your language have this kind of stuff, or is it just English? Let me know if your language has this kind of weird stuff as well. Okay, so guys, let's just get all of that stuff out of there. Whoops. Okay, and now we're just gonna pop it into the microwave for 3 sets of 30 seconds. 3 times 30 is 90. We're gonna pop it in there for 90 seconds, and then I will be back and we will do a taste test. We'll see how it turned out. Hopefully it's edible. Hopefully it won't kill me. So wish me luck, guys. Here we go. Ooh, the moment of truth. Are you ready? Looks like crap. Look at that, guys. It didn't turn out. I was thinking it would rise a little bit more. Look at that. Just looks like crap. Well, guys, the recipe I concocted for you was a flop. It was a flop. If something doesn't, if something is unsuccessful, you can call it a flop. Well, guys, I want to apologize to you. My recipe was a flop. But hopefully, I concocted a good English lesson. Hopefully, you learned a few words. So, if something doesn't look good, you can say it looks like crap. But don't say that about people, right? Sometimes people are going through a hard time in life. If you say, hey, you look like crap, that's not a nice thing to say, right? But you can say that about my recipe here today. It looks like crap. But guys, it smells pretty decent. It smells good. It smells like chocolate, chocolatey. You know what it smells like? It smells like minute minute cake. It's a little bit more minute than I thought it was going to be. Look at that. It didn't even fill up the mug. I thought it was going to rise at least like halfway or something. Guys, that's what you get for just, concocting a recipe off the cuff. Off the cuff. Well, guys, I got my golden spoon here. Let's give it a taste test. Ooh, that melted chocolate on there. Guys, look at that. Well, there's one last look of it. And are you ready for your bite? Here you go. Bite of concocted, what's it called? Minute minute cake. The flopped concoction. All right, guys. Ooh, that's hot. Wow, it's hotter than I expected. You know what? Might have to dunk it in some milk to cool it off. Just dunk it in there for a little bit. That is the best tasting crap I've ever had in my life. Man, that is some delicious crap. Guys, you're missing out. That looks like crap, but I can assure you, that is good. That turned out really well. It tastes really good for my first ever minute minute cake. It's the taste that counts, right? I mean, if you just close your eyes and you were to eat it, you wouldn't know it looks like crap. You would taste that chocolatey goodness. Man, I gotta have another bite of this, guys. That is so good. That is a real treat, guys. Just remember, it's such an easy recipe, right? 3s of everything. except for the splash of vanilla extract. Do you know what the word extract means? Extract can be a noun or a verb, right? In this case, it's a noun. If you want to use it as a verb, the stress is on the second syllable. Extract, extract. You could say, I'm extracting vanilla from the plant. I mean, what is vanilla? Vanilla is a plant, right? Is it a leaf? Or is it a root? I don't know. But you take the vanilla and you extract the flavor, right? And you put it into one of these little bottles. Yeah, I don't know what... Guys, let me know what vanilla is. Is it a flower? Is vanilla a flower? Is it a seed? But anyway, you extract it from the plant, and then that substance is called extract, right? So you extract the extract. Extract the extract, right? The verb and noun. A lot of these words follow that same pattern, guys. So there's our vanilla extract. Guys, let's take another spoonful of chocolatey goodness. Minute minute cake. Let's dunk it in our milk. That is so good. I'll give you guys another bite here. There with some milk. Oh, that's so good. Mmm. That's incredible. It's so easy. Throw it in there for a minute or a minute and a half. Guys, it tastes like a real cake. So, I'll stop my Jabberwocky. But guys, thank you so much for joining me for this special recipe. Like I said, I just concocted it to teach you English, but it actually tastes really good. Wish I could give some to you. So guys, with that, boy, I think I'm just going to eat the rest of this cake. Don't even want to finish the lesson, but better get through it, right? So as always, guys, I love you so much. Stay healthy by eating crap cake, and stay happy. Stay concocted. Keep yourself together. Concoct yourself today. We don't say that, but I was just trying to conjure up a word here. To conjure up means you kind of bring something up from the dead. To conjure up a spirit. If you conjure up the dead, it means you kind of bring them up from the dead, from death. Conjure up. It kind of means to think up or to create. All right. So guys, I'll stop my Jabberwocky. Have a great day. Stay safe, as always. And I'll see you over in the next episode of Mad English TV. Take care.